Yeah, are we going? Is
We're,
this live now?
we're live, man. We're live. We're live.
This is
Happy
mad.
Valentine's Day, man. Happy
Happy
Valentine's.
Man, this is the month of love.
Love. Hmm.
Man, hearts galore.
Love.
What, you know what? I always forget. What is the flipping, is it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre? No, what's that? What is St.
What
Valentine's?
do you know what? I don't know, you know.
It's like
I
maybe
don't know.
someone in 1,000 years ago gave what would be the equivalent 1,000 years ago of giving a Valentine's card? What was it? A rock. It's like, hey,
Hmm. It's
they
true,
wrote a
actually. Yeah,
message.
something really just basic. You know what I mean?
Basic.
Yeah.
Just like forget the gifts, forget the what you got to do now. You got to go to dinners. You got to get bracelets. You got to get
Mm,
necklaces.
mm.
You got to get the
All
underwear.
sorts. Oh my. It says here that the historical origins of Valentine's Day, the day
Yeah.
is named after Saint Valentine's, a third century Roman priest who defied Emperor Claudius II by marrying
Okay.
couples in secret. He
Ah,
was executed for this, and the day later was recognized to his honor. So he was bringing together love when people were not meant to be, having that love and being married. So I guess it's, yeah, named in his honor. So yeah,
there you go, Saint
that's it.
Valentine. You
No,
know
but no
what,
one
Deval?
knows. So, yeah,
No
so
one
now we
knows.
know.
But you know
Mm.
what, Deval? We're doing something similar. We're bringing people from around the world
Yeah.
in joy
Hmm.
of and the love of movies and TV shows. That's what we're doing.
Hmm.
So we
Yep.
could
Yep.
be
Yep. Yep.
the
Yep.
modern day equivalents, right?
Yep.
Look at Deval.
Yes.
He's just like, yep, shut up and get on with the show. All right,
No, it's
listen, look.
true.
Devaldo, 372.
372. It's just me and you on
Come
this
on, Deval.
Valentine's Day. On this Valentine's.
Day. All right, okay,
Mhm.
right. Enough of that. Enough of that. All right, listen, look, folks. Let's get into the show. We've got a ram-packed show for you. We're going to keep it nice and tight, like Duval's ass. And
Oh my god.
we let's get into the show, Duvaldo. So first things first, let's do the shout outs. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of shout outs this week. Thank you everyone for shouting out and, I guess chatting with us on all the social media apps and stuff and so on. We've got obviously TikTok, we've got Facebook, we got YouTube, Instagram. Keep chatting, keep talking. We love it. So first one goes out to I Am Track, who reached out on TikTok, and this was in response to a TikTok we put out about Henry Cavill being the Beyonder. And I think I Am Track kind of wanted Loki to be the Beyonder, or he thought Loki was going to be the Beyonder, but he's not. It's beyond him. Loki's had his chance. Loki's
He's
had his
the
chance.
what is he now? He's the god of
I
no.
don't know what he is now, man. He's there holding something together, innit?
Yeah, the
Holding the
tree, the
universe
god
together.
of
So I don't know.
yeah. I can't remember.
Loki's had a good run. Loki wants to go.
Mm,
Or Tommy Hiddleston wants to do other stuff. Let him go and do
yeah,
it. So if Henry Cavill wants to be the Beyonder, then
then let him do
let
it.
him be Beyond. Yeah. So that's it.
But Loki's going to come back in Avengers.
He probably will do in Doctor Doom or Secret Wars, probably.
Yeah,
But I think we need to focus on other characters.
mm,
He's had a good run.
yeah.
Next shout out goes to Ciel Noir 3, our very own. We'll see her again
Okay.
someday real soon. Massive friend of the show. Go check her out. Ciel Noir 3, actress, all of that, really good person. She basically shouted us out on Instagram in response to a Lucy Letby investigation documentary that's on Netflix right now. A really good documentary. She's a person that's been imprisoned, convicted for basically ending the lives of young
Of little
babies when
kids.
she was
Yeah.
a nurse. Yeah, exactly. So she's basically asking the question, is she guilty? I think she wants to find out more about it. It's not something that's maybe well known, around the world, but in the UK it is. And to that effect, someone called Shezi, who I think is from the UK, reached out to us on TikTok just saying, I think Shezi believes that Lucy Letby possibly may have been scapegoated by the
Which could
NHS
happen.
to cover up their failings, which I guess maybe this is why other people are saying that she's innocent. But at this time, as we speak, Lucy Letby is in prison serving a
Yeah.
whole life sentence, means no parole. Life is life.
Nada.
So,
Nada. All right. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah.
thanks for those shout outs. Thanks for the people. Remember, keep it up with the Flixters and we will shout you out on the next one. All right. Let's get into movie news. Stranger Things, Duval. We know obviously it's ended. If you haven't seen Stranger Things, go back and listen to what we said about Stranger Things over the last few years. But we're not done with Stranger Things, or well, Netflix isn't done with Stranger Things. What's going on?
There's meant to be a prequel for Stranger Things, and that prequel is going to be focused on sort of the Vecna origins, Henry Creel, who we saw in obviously in the Stranger Things show, and this is meant to kind of lean into the Broadway or the stage show Stranger
Oh,
Things: The First Shadow, which again explores the life of Henry Creel and how he became, what we saw as being Vecna. We saw most, but we saw some of it, a big chunk of it, but we're going to see more of that. I think in the show, towards the end, you saw Henry Creel as a young boy in a cave, and he came across that man that had that little suitcase thing, and there was a little object in there. Like, what was the origins of that? So we're going to find out all of that.
yeah, and that was the kind of the object, the black gooey stuff. That is what infected him, and then that's what obviously he became obviously turned bad. In that regards. So that means that they've been playing around with that stuff even before Vecna's time.
Yeah. It goes beyond. It goes before. So yeah, they were going to find out a lot about what that, maybe where that stuff came from, what it is. So when they say prequel, I'm not sure how early it's going to be. If you've seen the stage show, you probably know a lot more than what I'm saying right now, and a lot more than what we've seen so far. So maybe a lot of people are going to rush to the stage show now and watch that.
Exactly. Watch this space. All right. Okay. Let's speak about Henry Cavill, our friend. Now, Henry Cavill, obviously action star. He's done the whole D Superman stuff. He's done the Witcher stuff. He's going to be doing Highlander. He's going to be doing some other thing, action thing that we spoke about briefly on last week's episode. But he's now, the rumor is, Deval, tell us about this, The Mummy. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm hearing sort of mixed reports. So again, this might not be a total fact, but as it is in the early stages, this is the sort of thing that comes out. And people are saying that Henry Cavill possibly may play a villain in The Mummy 4, which is the film that supposedly is being made pre-production at the moment, where we're going to see Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz reprise their roles. So so far we've seen Henry Cavill mostly be a goodie, except for in Mission Impossible.
He was the villain then, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what kind of villain he is, if it is going to be him. He's a very busy guy. He's doing what's that Scottish
Highlander.
Sorry, he's doing that. We've spoken about him possibly being the Beyonder. He's got a bunch of stuff going on. So who knows if is he going to have time for Mummy?
Yeah. Is he that time for Mummy? And listen, let's not forget, Deval. So there's the Brendan Fraser one, but there's also another Mummy coming out.
Yeah, real soon.
We spoke about on last week's episode.
Lee Cronin's one, which I think that one I'm way more excited for that one than any other Mummy.
Me too.
There's only one Mummy.
Exactly. I know, man. And it's like Lee Cronin's Mummy. And you know what? Go back and watch the trailer or listen to our episode last week and we speak about it. All right. Okay. Let's finish up movie news with this one, keeping it with the super powered theme. We've got Supergirl. Now, it's coming out this year. This is going to be a big year for James Gunn. Obviously, he's at the helm of the DC universe. He said goodbye to Henry Cavill Superman, and they've obviously brought in a new Superman. We've got Supergirl coming. Tell us about the test screening, Deval, because this is interesting.
Very interesting, yeah. So there was a test screening. We weren't invited, but unfortunately, we have our birdies out there. But the test screening was held by Warner Brothers, and it was basically quite recently. And somebody that went to the test screening then sort of leaked some details saying that, first of all, Lobo has a substantial role in the film and is very crucial to the conclusion of the film. Krem, who's meant to be a villain, is described as extremely menacing and is a tremendous villain. Also stated was that the cinematography is an upgrade compared to Superman's, with a specific hallway scene compared to the action sequences of Daredevil and Guardians 3. Overall, much darker, much more serious tone than in Superman, with a human trafficking element of the film and lots of violence as well. And it's described as a perfect balance of humor, darkness, and lightness.
I love it. Sounds great. Now, listen, Deval, is James Gunn is he behind this, or is it someone else?
He's not directing. He's executive producing. Someone else is directing. I can't remember who it was, but someone else is directing this.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Because I think with the darker stuff, maybe give it to someone else, and when he does the lighter stuff, you know, that's his kind of thing. You know what? Yeah, the more I hear about it, the more I'm looking forward. I'm also looking forward to Lanterns, and apparently that's supposed to have a bit of a darker tone as well.
Okay. Well, it's going to need to be dark for the lanterns to have any effects. They are lanterns. Light that lanterns. Shit up. Light them up.
Yeah.
Americans love to say that, innit? Light them up.
Light it up. And one of the lanterns is going to be Kyle Chandler, and he's in the movie that we're going to be speaking about on next week's show called Anniversary.
Yep, which is really an interesting film. Yeah,
exactly. So keep it low with the Flixters, folks. We've got a great movie that we're going to be speaking about on next week's show. But for now, let's get on to new one streaming. Now, I know, Deval, you're going to tell us about this show. This is massive in the UK. Now, hang on. Is this the UK one?
This is the American one.
Oh, this is the American one because there's different. There's an Australian one. There's a UK, US. Yeah. So this is US Love is Blind season 10. And Deval, this is, you know, fits perfectly well for Valentine's. Is love really blind when you know?
No. You got to see where you're going. So Love is Blind has been it's an experiment. They call it an experiment. Basically, people are blind. They're in these rooms that are separated and you can't see. You can speak to each person throughout the week. You can, connect with someone. You can't see what they're like. Personality comes through the wall. And at the end of the week, they decide on who they want to marry or get engaged with. They get engaged or something like that. Or they sort of get together. And sometimes people are like, but obviously they're falling in love with their personality. This is based in America. This is Ohio this season. 10 seasons, but it's not been 10 years. Sometimes there's 2 seasons per year. But it's an interesting experiment. It often doesn't work.
Yeah, lots of drama. When you see the person turns out to be a munter, then you're going to be like, no.
Exactly. And even not just that, sometimes they're still attracted to them, but over time you see the real personality. I mean, and also when they live with each other and stuff, things change. So there's been some real crazy outcomes to this show. But it's interesting. That's on Netflix.
There was it reminded me of, obviously, this is going back in the day, and I'm pretty sure in the US they probably have something similar. Well, they did have something similar. Blind Date, Cilla Black. Do you remember how popular that was? 3 questions. You ask that question to each of the candidates, and then you choose which one you're going to be, and then and then what was the other one? Love, the one with the lights, Paddy, and it was Paddy.
Take Me Out.
Take Me Out, which I used to love. That was funny. Yeah, you watched that as well. So you've got different variations, but this is interesting. So go check that out.
There was one in America as well. I was going to say the one in America that was similar to Blind Date, and remember that serial killer? Yeah,
we watched it.
I forgot his name. Something Alcantara, or I can't remember his name.
Alcantara.
His name sounds something to do with that.
It is, I think. But and then we watched the movie. Well, I know I watched it.
Yeah.
It was directed by
someone.
It was directed by someone, but we saw it. This is a true story. Serial killer who went on to the show, and whilst he was on the show, he was offing people, in gruesome ways.
Yeah. Rodney Alcala, that's his name.
Rodney Alcala.
Yeah, this happened in I think it was
in the
70s. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 70s. Yeah, crazy story. And that moves out on Netflix. Okay, so go check it out. Love is Blind season 10. Now let's go over to Paramount. Let's hear what they've got cooking, or what's flying.
So Paramount, they've got a show called The Astronaut, and this could be a bit of a good show, could be a dud, not too sure yet. This one stars is it Kate Mara?
Okay.
Yeah, Kate Mara, Lawrence Fishburne's in this, and also very fitting for a film called The Astronaut, Gabriel Luna.
Oh,
I tried to say it like you, but it didn't really work. But
Star Wars, it worked, mate.
Yeah. So this is so basically an astronaut, Kate Mara. She basically crash lands and back on Earth, and basically suspects that a extraterrestrial entity has followed her home. So this is a bit of a sci-fi horror kind of situation. There's nothing worse than an entity, but an extraterrestrial one.
No. And you know what they say, Deval? No one can hear you scream
In space.
in space.
Exactly. Or have you got your hands on
They can't hear you scream. The cars can't hear you scream either. All right, so go check it out. That's Astronaut. We don't, you know what, Deval? We don't show that much love to Paramount, but we should. We should start looking at some of the stuff that they've got coming.
Yeah.
You know, they you know, the Mob and things like that, Mobland, or is it? I can't remember which one. But anyway. They've got a couple of good things on there. Now, this one, I'm hearing so much about it. I heard the first season was great and season 2 is living up to the hype. I haven't seen this, but it's definitely on the watch list. I've got to try and fit it in somewhere, but this is Kraus.
Yeah, this is Cross. Is it Alex Cross, isn't it? I think that's his full name in the show. And this is a show that I think was really sort of big season 1. This show is very successful. Obviously, that's why season 2 has been sort of, you know, season 2's been made. So this, I forgot I was going to say.
What? It was like a glitch in the Matrix there or something.
I wouldn't say commission. That's what I would say, but it lost me. But this one stars Aldous Hodge. He's also got a brother, but Aldous Hodge, a big, lean hunk of man, is the lead, the sort of detective Alex Cross, and he's obviously leading the way to bring suspects to light, murder suspects, and so on. And this looks interesting. It's also starring Juanita Jennings, I should say, trying to sound more Spanish. Johnny Ray Gill, a few other people as well that you'll recognize. But yeah, good cast, good show. And it's the sort of thing you can probably blitz over the weekend. So over Valentine's, and it's not surprising they put it out during Valentine's, because they know that this guy is eye candy. And if you're not doing anything on Valentine's, then I'm sure people want to be watching him. So they know what they're doing.
Off your list. Exactly. And listen, look, you know, we've seen Aldous before. Do I remember the Invisible Woman or the Invisible Man? I can't remember. The friend.
Yeah.
And he was a copper in that, wasn't he, or something?
I would have thought he would have showed up in Marvel or DC at some point. But no, he was in DC. He was in Black Adam, wasn't he? I think.
Yes, he played Hawkman.
Yeah, he was in Black Adam. Yes, I'm wrong. So he is. Yeah. So forget what I just
said. He's a bit short-lived, but you know what? I mean, look, he'll turn up in something. Yeah. And all right, okay. So go check those out. Oh, before we move on, I just got to say, I'm so glad you told me to watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Man, I'll tell you what, right? I'm having such a good time watching it. I'm on episode 4. I'm not sure if it's gone beyond 4.
Yes, it has.
Has it gone before? All right, okay.
Five.
Okay, so I've got to 4 episodes, and you know what? It is, the tone of it is so different. Not like anything that we've seen before. Even to the point where there's a moment in the first episode where you hear the Game of Thrones theme music, and then it cuts to him taking a shit.
Yeah,
and like you really see the shit coming out, and I was like, "This is brilliant."
This show is very different. It's only half an hour each episode. They did it on purpose.
They did that.
Smaller budget. It's sort of just is very isolated, very focused on a couple of characters. And it's good. It's just good. It's a good show.
It's just good. It's just really, really good. All right, okay. Go check those out, folks, and let us know what you're watching. If you like them, if you don't like them, we'd really want to hear what you think. All right, let's do trailers. Now, Devaldo, I saw this one. This looks mad. It looks claustrophobic. It's your worst nightmare getting stuck in some underground tube trying to get out of an exit, but you can't, and all your worst nightmares happening at the same time. This is called Exit 8. It's a Japanese movie. And Duval.
You just described it perfectly. He's trapped. A man is trapped in a subway station, needed to complete a mission to get out. And within this subway station, it just seems like he's like, imagine what's that film with Lawrence Fishburne, where they're in space? The horror film. I don't know. I
I
want to
know,
say
I know, I know what you're talking about.
Prometheus. It's not Prometheus. It's something
No,
else.
not
It's
Prometheus. No, no, no.
Event Horizon. So imagine Event Horizon in on a train station, in the subway.
Yeah,
That's what Exit 8 kind of gave me the feeling of psychological horror. It's unsettling. It's mysterious. You don't know what's going on. It's just very confusing. But it's a sort of film you do kind of need to watch because it's very different to your conventional horror films.
yeah.
So this looks interesting, man.
Um, Produced by Neon Pictures. Now
Mm.
they're another,
A24 kind
they're
of.
another A24 type of a.
Mm.
I see more neon stuff, so they like
Mm.
their horrors. Those guys. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Now let's speak about this next trailer. This is really interesting. So this is on Amazon Prime. This is going to be coming out later on in the year. And it's a character that we've already seen in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse universe, and
Mm.
it's the Spider-Man Noir character, which was voiced by Nicolas Cage. So you're probably thinking, oh yeah, I remember that guy. And remember, Sony, they've had a massive hit with that. So Oscar winning, it's done massive at the box office. We're waiting for the third one. We had Ciel Noir come on the show talking about the second
Mm.
one, and we've got the spin-off. And here's the thing, I thought this was going to be animation, but no sirree, this is live action, a brand new character that Sony have come up with, but they've gone with, why do you reckon they went with Amazon on this?
Because Sony have the flexibility to go where they want. They're not tied to Disney. They're only tied to Disney within the MCU for that relationship. But for their own stuff, they can go to any platform, and that's it. They've got their freedom. So
And
yeah.
this looks mad. So this is in black and white. It's noirish, but you could also watch it in color as well. When you see the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. Nicolas Cage playing a vigilante, playing a hero. He's got issues, kind of like he's drunk. He's playing a drunk guy. He's having an existential crisis. What's going on, Deval?
Everything you just said is what's going on, and I don't know anything more about it. So I like that. I like to be in a place where I don't know exactly what I'm going into. But this is based in the 1930s New York, and a private detective, like you just mentioned, Spider-Man Noir, Nicolas Cage, is forced to grapple with his past as the city's one and only superhero. So I don't know if it comes into it as a superhero or he gets his powers underway. I do not know, but I do know that the director, Oren Uziel, has got a good track record. Mortal Kombat, he wrote that, the 2021 version. Escape Room, Tournament of Champions, Cloverfield Paradox also wrote that. He's got
Yeah.
good credentials as to stuff that he's worked on that have been good projects. So this is coming out in May 2026, so only a few months time, and I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, we're watching this. Now the question is, Deval, are you going to watch it in black and white, authentic black and white? Are you going to watch it
I
in
think so.
color?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I've got to.
it's got
I
this
watch it.
vibe.
Yeah, it's like neo noir. It says Spider-Man Noir, so you got to watch it. I
You
wonder
got
what
to
Ciel
watch it.
Noir's gonna do. Is she gonna watch it in color or
Oh,
what are you doing, Ciel Noir? This is your film, huh?
interesting. Yeah, maybe you can come on the show and speak about
Yeah.
this. All right, okay. So go check those out. Really interesting to hear what you think about it, folks. Are you liking it or not? Let us know. All right, let's do anniversary corner. So we've got a movie for you. Well, actually, a documentary. This is from 10 years ago, and it's a really, really important documentary. Actually, this is Ava DuVernay. Oh my gosh, this is from 2016, and this is called 13 or 13th, and this is based on the 13th Amendment in the United States. And yeah, it's one of those documentaries which is just kind of powerful. You got to watch this. You got to sit down and watch this, and because it's a deep subject matter. And you know what? I don't know a lot about obviously the American legal system, but what I do know is, Deval, it's set up in a way in which people, a certain group of people, are discriminated against.
Yeah, so that's what the documentary is set to really, I guess, put the message out. And the 13th Amendment in America basically was the abolishment of slavery in 1865. And this amendment was there to basically say that, slavery's like outlawed, you can't do it, except as a punishment for a crime. So if you have been punished for a crime, aka if you're in prison, then you can be in a certain condition. You can be set to work, and I guess in a similar condition as what was seen in slavery before. So it's almost like there's a bit of a caveat. So what they're saying in this documentary is the US prison system acts like a bit of a annex to slavery in
Yeah.
its traditional sense, and people have been obviously, put in prison, and obviously many people have committed crimes. Yes, but they're saying that some people are there's some communities are overrepresented in prisons, almost to say that okay, we can't have slavery. How can we get people in prison and doing slavery type, uh,
Labor or
tasks, labor?
yeah.
And so people that are like, put in prison for like, I don't know, possession of weed or crimes that maybe shouldn't have a custodial sentence, they're put in prison because they don't have money for a good lawyer, because they don't have maybe education to understand their rights and stuff like that. They're put in prison. Sometimes they're on
For
remand, which means that they
years.
haven't been prosecuted yet, but they could be in prison for months and months doing all that labor. And when it comes to seeing the judge, maybe they might get let out. But this is like, 9-10 months down the line. Who knows? But yeah, this is a really powerful documentary. Put Ava DuVernay really on the map. This came out in
Yep.
2016 on Netflix, and it's one worth watching, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of real eye opener, and just to kind of when you think about, oh shit, this stuff's still's going on, and with links back to kind of like what you just said, the 1800s, slave times, and that to get your head around that is pretty crazy. So please do go check that out, and that links us. The reason why that movie or that documentary is on the show is because it links in with the film review that we're going to be speaking about, which is a British movie, 2026 release, and it's called Wasteman. Now, Deval, before we get into it, just remind everyone, because this is a vernacular that people use in England, right? This is very British kind of vernacular, but people outside of the UK, outside of, the British Isles might not know what it is. Well, what is Wasteman? What's a Wasteman?
Yeah, waste man basically means that you're a waste man, a man of waste. You're not worth anything. You're not doing anything productive in society. You're just a bit of a loser. You're just, just that's what it is basically. You're not really doing anything positive. You're just a bit of a loser, basically. Waste
Waste
man.
of time, like an
Yeah,
idiot, like, that type of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it
Okay.
is.
So the movie is called Wasteman. All right, and set it up for us. Yeah, give us the breakdown.
Yeah, so this is a 90-minute film. This film is quite a powerful film. It's set in prison, so it's in prison. I don't think there's anything out of prison in this film. This film is produced. Let me first say this film is produced by Philip Barantini, executive produced by Philip Barantini. He brought us Boiling Point.
Yes, great, love it.
So, do you know what I mean? So Boiling Point. I think he may also have been involved with Adolescence.
Adolescence, I think
I
he was.
think so. But his films are very intense. Like it's very like the cinematography, the intensity of the scenes. Like there's no space. Everything's claustrophobic almost. Lots of like the dialogue is intense. Very intense atmosphere. So he creates that, which is really good. This film stars David Jonsson, who we saw in Industry. Really good
Alien.
show. Alien Romulus. He was the android in that. He's a really good actor.
He's an up and coming, yeah.
Yeah, very up
I
and
watched this
coming.
romantic movie actually, is Rye
Yeah.
Lane, and he was in
Yes,
that
he's
as
in that
well.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
decent. Yeah.
So he's good. And it also stars Tom Blythe. He's in this as well. Corin Silver, Alex Hassel, all good actors in this, all in
Yeah.
prison. And it's directed by someone called Cal McMahon. Cal McMahon. Cal McMahon, go to IMDb,
Yeah.
and Cal McMahon doesn't have any other credits.
Oh.
First time. I didn't even see a short film on there, which I think there must be a short film on there. Cal must have done a short film, but there's nothing on IMDb. But if this is Cal McMahon's first go at directing anything, Oscar straight away. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
But I'll just set it out. So this film, based in prison, the characters I just mentioned. So David Johnson's character, Alex Hassel's character. I think they're the sort of two main ones I want to say. Yeah, I think they're the sort of two sort of main ones. They're also Tom Blythe. Yeah, it's David Jonsson and Tom Blythe. They're the main characters in prison. David Jonsson has committed a really bad crime. He accidentally was, I guess, manslaughter, you could say. Somebody passed away from drugs that he was selling. So they passed away. He was put in prison for, I think, 13 years. And while he's in prison, he's just gotten worse. He's on drugs, and he's basically a waste man in prison. And then this other character comes in there, David. Sorry, what's his name again? Tom Blythe. He comes into prison. He's made for prison.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tom
So
Blythe
he's
is
a
like
real piece of work.
yeah, he's a piece of work. He's made for prison. He's been from prison to prison. He's the sort of guy that goes to prison and looks for the big guy to take out. So then he's the boss man in prison.
Right. Gotcha.
So he comes in there. He's the cellmate of David Jonsson. He kind of dominates the situation, gets David Jonsson under his wing, and they both kind of start to thrive in the prison. But prison dynamics is very, very interesting because if you want to sell something, someone else is already selling something. Now you're on their patch.
Yeah.
If you steal someone's like toothbrush, you can get stabbed for that. Like this, the film even starts out with someone getting beat up nearly to death because he stole something that wasn't his. And they're in these cells, and when they all come in the cells, and there's no room, and they're beating someone up, and then they all leave them blooded, and then the screws come in. They're like, "Who did it?" No one says anything. All kinds of shit. It's
Because
mad.
no one's gonna snitch.
Yeah, it's gritty. Like when the security guards with the big shields come in to try and stop things because they're all fighting. You get people at the top. They got their willies out. They're pissing on them. Honestly, it's gritty. And you see their willies. It's like they're pissing on them. They're throwing like shit. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
And that is because think about it, man. They're in cages.
They're in cages, yeah. And some of these guys, they need to be there and they thrive there. When they come out, they're lost.
They're lost.
So yeah, so the film really looks at those two characters with the dynamics between them. One is a character who done wrong, who has now gone into the system, and now he's sort of dependent on drugs because he doesn't really see himself as worth anything. He finds out that he's got a son. His son is like 13 years old, like a big boy, and now he's motivated to come out and do better for his son. But even coming out, he's scared. He hasn't got a support system. So his support worker's like, "Who have you got?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I got someone. He hasn't. So he's even scared to like come out and integrate. But then his son is now his motivating factor. And then he gets an early release sort of thing. So in about a month's time, he can come out. So he's got to be good for that month.
Yeah.
But then his boys come in. His boys his cellmate. And you just know that he's not going to be good.
It's not going to.
So one thing leads to another. There becomes like some prison politics because this guy now wants to be the don. There's other dons that were already there, and then they clash. And the situation.
And then he gets caught in the middle.
He gets caught slap bang in the middle because these other dons come to their cell and they come to do in this new guy.
Oh gosh.
He wants to be the next don. They come to do him in, beat him up and stuff. And there's a scene where he's on the floor. This new guy, he's on the floor. The old dons are like, he's unconscious by the way, and David Jonsson's character is all like in the corner like this.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get involved. He's not a fighter, so he's scared.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And these old dons are like, "Come on, hit him." And he's like, "No." And they're like, hit him. And he's like, "No." And they force him to punch him, and they record it. So now this new don, his cellmate, this new don, he even before that happened, he saw that he was there, didn't help him. He's like, help me. He's like, no. So then he's angry.
Yeah.
And not only that, but now he's knocked out, and now my man's punching him in the face, and they recorded it. So later on, he sees that, mate, and his cellmates. It's not good.
It doesn't end well.
He uses that to get David Jonsson to go and do in these old dons because he's also a barber, so he cuts everyone's hair so he can get close. So he says to him, also he works in the kitchens, so he's got access to a knife. So he says to him, "Go and do them." My man's sweating. He's sweating because it's a smuggle a knife. He's sweating
because thinking about his kid, and he's thinking about how he's got to have a clean slate to get out. But you know what? I'm already having heart palpitations. By the end of it, don't tell me he gets life.
I'm not gonna spoil the ending. All I'm gonna say is that the new Don, he basically, because he got pally with David Jonsson, he found out that he wants to do stuff for his son. He got someone on the outside to get his son some trainers grooming.
Oh, okay.
So they got him some trainers. So David Jonsson, the dickhead, he gave the guy the address of where his son lives. So now this guy knows his address. So he uses that and says to him, if you don't do this, I know where your son lives. And the person that he sent to his house is a nutter. He should be in prison. But
of course.
So then David Johnson's like, if I don't do it, they know where my son lives.
They know,
So he has to do it. So then obviously he goes, he gets the knife. You know, he's
gosh. Mad. So he gets him. So he gets him to do it.
I could be leading you down a garden path, and maybe something else happens. I'm not going to say it. All I'm going to say is this film's an hour and a half from start to finish. There's shit
anxiety.
Going on.
Okay.
Anxiety, prison politics, violence, death, drugs, all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit. So
yeah, man. I mean,
I saw an advanced screening.
Yeah, that's wicked lucky. Because it's not. Listen, because it's a British movie. I'm not sure if it's going to have like a wide release out over here. So for me, it's probably going to have to be when it comes out on streaming that I watch it. But definitely, man, prison dramas. There's something about those prison dramas, and obviously we see the comedy ones and like all that sort of stuff. But the real grittiness of prison, man, it's a harsh reality, DuVernay. And imagine some of these guys are in there, just like like what you said. There's this thing, I'm not sure if you heard about it, but in the UK, people get sent to prison for where they don't have an end date. Did you hear about this? There's a whole big controversy in the UK.
Yeah, certain crimes. That's right. Yeah, there's no parole. It's a whole life order.
No, but there's people in the UK who've gone to prison for basically maybe stealing a mobile phone.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. There's a whole big thing.
And there's no end date. Nah, it can't be.
The Labour government were supposed to have put an end to it, but it hasn't ended just yet. I'm going to find the exact terminology, but it's just something so stupid. But yeah, man, imagine that, man. Like imagine if you just done something wrong, right? You get sent to prison and you want to do your time and get out, but you get sucked into something that you can't get out of.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Happens
Damn.
Too much. Yeah.
So Mal McMahon, did you say he was the director?
Cal McMahon, good director.
Cal McMahon, first time director.
Yeah, man. Yeah, crazy. Right, okay. Definitely worth a watch, man. If you can watch this film, Wasteman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely a watch.
Definitely that one.
It. I'll definitely give it a good 7.5 out of 10, possibly 8. Yeah, decent.
That's definitely on the watch list. That one. So I'm gonna watch that when it comes out. All right, listen, look. We said it was going to be a tight run episode, and that's all we got time for on this week's show. But remember, keep it locked with the Flixters. We got more reviews coming up, and there'll be other big movies. So we said that we were going to review Anniversary, so that's one of the movies that we're going to be speaking about, and maybe The Whistle as well.
Yeah. Also, Crime 101 is out as well, so maybe next week you might get a few films next week if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
All right, okay, let's do this, DuVernay. Let's call it quits on this. Let's call it time.
Call it time. All right, got some loving to do. All right.
Yes.
Until next time. Peace out.